haLashon because oops, oops. We are focusing on shmiras haLashon because I'm not going to say we finished Sefer Chavetz Chaim because that would be, I think, a little bit godvedic to say we finished it. I'll tell you a story. When I was in Chaim Berlin in Rabbi Aaron Schechter's shir, he asked the Bacha about a certain Tosfos, and the Bacha said, I did Tosfos, like it's done. And boy, did he get a schmooze. Did he get it? You know, you're borrowing terminology from college where you have a paper and it's done. Tosfos is not done. You do Tosfos, you know, you may have read it, you may have learned it, but not done with Tosfos. In any case, so I'm not going to say we finished Sefer Chavetz Chaim. I'll say that we read through it and discussed different things. And now, so like I said, we're gonna do a little bit more of Shmiras haLashon. Okay. So Perik Yud Dalit in Shar Tavuna. Perik Teivor Sivas Lashon Shabai De Hergal Agaiva. If you remember Simcha, I always have to go back to it. But he had what's it called, an acronym for the things that bad midos, so to speak, that are causes, underlying causes for some to speak Lashon Hara, and it was Kol Gehenim, Chof Lamed Gimel Yud Hey Nun Mem, Kas Leitzonis is the first two which we learned now, and now he's up to Gaiva. And through Gaiva, which is, that's not such a hard step to take. You understand, someone who's arrogant means that he thinks he's better than others and looks down on others, and it's a step away from speaking bad about others. So let's see what the Chavetz Chaim says. There are those who speak Lashon Hara because of Gaiva. He considers himself to be a chacham and a man among men, in other words, important. He looks down at everybody else. And therefore he allowed himself to make fun, to mock another. What does this mean? The guy brings him to be jealous, the kane, the list time. As chaveru hamechuber be'enei anshe ir. What does list time mean? Does it mean to hate? That's not list time. Some satum means list time as chaveru hamechuber. That a person, another, what he's saying is that another who is very respected by the city, by the people. So since he's a Baal Gaiva, it's going to bring him to be jealous. That's what the list time means. Because it appears to him, in his eyes, it appears that his covet has been belittled, has been lessened, because everyone's giving another person covet, right? And I'm supposed to get the covet. And he thinks in his heart, he says in his heart, thinks, Lulehu, if not for him, Adam, Lo Adam Choshev. If not for him, then I would be the one would be considered an Adam Choshev. Yiv didn't say in the stories, Kadesh Yel or Mala Davrim.
Sorry, Rabbi, right? Like, this sounds like jealousy, not gaiva. I don't know.
No, but it's coming because of his guide, right? It's based on his guide. He views himself as top honcho, and if there's someone else who's in fact being treated as top honcho, that's going to cause him. It'll cause
So,
him to be jealous of the other guy, but it's based because of his guy.
so
Right? The underlying.
jealousy and gaiva are intertwined in a sense.
Look, in this case, the guy was bringing him to jealousy. Does that mean that every jealousy is because of gaiva? Well, we have to think about that. I could see, I could see that if I don't think a lot of myself, I have humility, I'm humble, then I'm not going to be jealous of someone else because I don't, it's not coming to me. sort of like that whole idea of jealousy is based on the fact that I should have that.
But
Why does he have
like
it?
this, the Chinuch, right, says jealousy is a lack of emuna, right?
Jealousy is a lack of emuna. But I'm just thinking, that what I'm saying is that
Right.
someone who's humble, he doesn't really feel lots coming,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore he won't be jealous if someone has more. Or, he's not jealous, but he's not really looking for more. But someone who's a Balgaiva is looking for more. He thinks that everything's coming to him, right? And now he sees someone else is getting it. So, like you're saying, you're right. It sounds like it sets off kina by him. For some reason, I think the word yisto means like, and he'll hate him.
Uh-huh. I think that sounds
It's just
familiar.
like my feeling that that's what the word, even though usually you say v'yisna, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, but it fits in.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, he will, find search for places to find fault with the other guy, so he could put him down. Yeah, Mr. Sheker, whether it's true or it's not, it's false. He will look for things to say degrade that person. Today, so that people will not look at him as such a great person. And to publicize his lacks and publicize how he's better than that guy. And to minimize that other person's madrigas. And to embarrass him. That's another. I think the word is acronym, right? Rashi Tevis for 4 words. I think that's the word.
That would be the fresh mo.
Now, what does Chashmal stand for? He says in parentheses. But he says that at times Gaiva can cause you to be part of all
Mm-hmm.
four of these categories called Chanofim, Shakranim, Sapre Loshonar, and Eitzon, which I think are the four categories that are not Makabel Pnei Ashchina.
Chashmal was part of the Merkava, like it's in the Merkava whole, by the whole Merkava story. Yeah.
Chashmal is right, was the Malochim or whatever. And in
Mm.
modern Hebrew, Rabbi Shapiro used to be so angry and said
Really?
electricity because he says that when you learn the Ma'aser Merkava Chashmal, you have an association because you're used to that Chashmal is electricity. And
I was once in the Shtibluch, like base, and I saw a sefer, something about Chashmas. I thought it was my first thought was it's a halacha, it's a Shabbos halacha sefer, but it
you
was
don't. He
it
wouldn't use
wasn't.
the word. He wouldn't use the word chashmal for electricity because it does. When you come to the Master Makava and you see the word chashmal,
You
you
have
have
a
some association. What do you picture? Some halacha that something like electricity.
wow.
And it was Ben Yehuda who used this word. It wasn't. It's not.
It wasn't
In
a
any
Torah
case,
scholar.
it's Cheshin Mem Lamed, which is Hanofim, Shakronim, Misapre Loshen Hora, and Leitzon. So sometimes through his gaiva, he'll be, included in all four of these categories. Yisaper b'gnus chaperei. He'll speak bad about a person, also in order that he should be the guy on the top of the totem pole and the other guy should be knocked down, which I guess is like chanofim. He's loyte it's a love, right? He'll mock him and make fun. He's spar b'sheker b'maloi shein boy, and he'll take the crown of certain madrigas that are false. That's not. He doesn't really have them. He's going to picture himself that way. Oh, and because he was gavi yachtam from the Rishayim Tomid, he will be choynef the Rishayim. Chanifa is when you show respect, let's say, to the Rishayim instead of rebuking them because you want them to give you cover. So yasniu v'yivchas koide. Okay, Mishi yirtzel l'taras nafshem oven amar azeh. So he says, so therefore, someone who wants to work on himself, not speak Lashon Hara, and purify himself. Obviously, the way to do these things is to go to the roots. What's causing me to speak Lashon Hara? And therefore, Yachshav told me, Gnus HaGaiva. You should spend time thinking how Gaiva is such a bad midah. How can anyone be arrogant. What are you based on? Where did you come from? Means what are you based on? What are you starting from? From a tipus rucha. We also later from right? Break it off. And your end is worm food. V'yochal kitzosa es kitzosa. V'yochal kitzosa es kitzosa. No, I don't know what that means. And you'll eat the one end, the other end. I don't know. I never heard that expression. Yoichal kitzosoi es kitzosoi. But how could you be arrogant? Take a true look at yourself. What are we? You know, we're here for a few years. We didn't start from great yichus, so to speak, and we don't end up in a great place. So, like, chill out. Number two. So, firstly, you're looking. Says the Chavetz Chaim. If you want to work on your guy, but look at look at yourself in the mirror. Number two, study how serious of an aver it is. Gaiva. It's one of the Taryag mitzvahs. Olosa says, as it says in Dvarim, V'rom levovecha, you'll be arrogant, v'shachachtas Hashem lekecha. And that brings you to forget Hashem because you're busy with yourself. So smag counts it as one of the Taryag mitzvahs. The Gemara says, anyone who's arrogant, as if he's serving Avodah Zarah. V'chol zman sha'odam. Chol zman sha'odam miskavein lahagdush shmoi ba'olam. And at any time that a person is working to greaten his name in this world, shmoi oived u'mismai v'hoylach, says the Chavetz Chaim, it works backwards, works against you. And people just look down at you. People generally see through phonies. And if you're trying to project yourself as something more than you are, then the Brias look down at you. Furthermore, ponder the great punishment in this world and the next world, and Sukkah. There are four reasons, four things, that people lose their properties, what they have. And one of them is Valgatz Tzaruach. Ramin Nami Besaita, Gemara cites says, Kolam Chesh by Gatz Tzaruach, Lasoif Mismait. At the end, he's the opposite. He's made small. Because Sina Nami Shaman says, Amar of Chista, Kolam Chesh by Gatz Tzaruach. Omar Kodesh Baruch Hu, this is like the most frightening statement. Ein ani v'hu yechayim lodur ba'olam. We can't live together, Hashem says. There's no place for me and him. That's like scary because Hashem's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't have a right to existence even. This is all Gemara and Saita. Kosh Adam Shiesh Boy. Gasas Aruach, anybody who has Gasas Aruach, ain't Afranino Tchias Hamesim. You're not saying Tchias Hamesim. Shenemar V'chulu. Who Mida Keneged Mida. And this is Mida Keneged Mida. Why the Tachashay Loi Lapshav Tamid Ben Nafshik. So if you lay up a mokum ofarim of a saleya avalay, this guy is this person should have been constantly focused on the fact that his end is that he's going to, like we said, worm food and not be miskoer. Who like he didn't think that way. That's not the way he lived his life. He viewed himself as being on the top of the mountain. Yeah, miskabay tamid. Uvaliyas murvachim tia la'ad nur chasai. Yoser al kol b'nei giloi. And kasha gufa nasa offer. So therefore, when his body does become dirt, when you're buried, ein ba'afer koyach l'snorim mekayme. His body, it's decomposed, doesn't have the ability to awaken. Al kol yamru yokum ha'magdem. Everyone else will get up and stand on their legs. Uyishar mushkav nomuch tachas kapes ragli kol nashim. And this person will be left lying down with under the feet of the people. He was alive. He looked down at them, and now Mida Kegabida. They're on top of him. V'gamu misoyev avurze. Not only that, he's a toyeva. Beinei Hashem Yisrach and Hashem's eyes, Kamoisha Kosov, as it says, Toyavas Hashem, Kol Gvar Lev. Okay.